Hey y'all, I wanted to make a quick video on our fencing system that we use to keep our mules in, horses too. Works good for horses, works good for mules. Y'all, this is a cheap way of building fence. It's an effective fence. It's really simple to repair. Is it the best fence? I don't know. I mean, you know, net wire, high tensile, barbed wire. There's a lot of different choices for people to make these days. I'm just going to show you what I use and what I prefer to build, what I prefer to buy, and what works good for me and for my stock. So here we go. Okay, so the first order of business, we're just going to start here at this lot gate, which this is my barn lot. The pond here, we've got 4 strands that go across the pond and up yonder to that gate up there, but I want to just start here and show y'all what I do. Now, as far as the fence wire, it's just regular 14 gauge electric fence wire. It's not high tensile. It's just regular galvanized, the heavy gauge galvanized fence wire. That's all. It's real cheap, simple, easy to put up. You got a loop in it here around the post, which you got to have insulation because this is electrified. And then on each one of them, I've got them tied in. See there how it comes off of that one, goes down to that one, then that one, and then down to that one. Then you got insulation on the bottom, the second, the third, and the 4th strand. Now, in the middle, which is over yonder, I've got 4 wires. I've got 4 fence strainers, or tensioners, whatever you want to call them. I believe the proper terminology is strainers. But here at my gate, and I'll get more to them strainers in a minute, I'll show y'all that up close. I've got a gate here that goes out into my pasture, and on top of my gate, I've got it hung up right here, but I'll go ahead and fasten it so y'all can see it. Mules and draft horses. Mules and draft horses will tear up gates. They're hard on fence. They're hard on a lot of things, but they're especially hard on fence and hard on gates because they'll stand on them and all this kind of jazz. So I've got electric fence run across the top of my gate here. I'm sure y'all can kind of see that. It's run across the top of the gate. It also connects that fence over there to this fence right here. It doesn't matter how you connect them all, as long as they're all hot. That's what matters. Then I've got just regular 6 foot, no, excuse me, they're 6.5 foot T-posts, because I've got a 5 foot high fence to the top, and they're spaced on 15-inch spacing, you know, from the ground up all the way up to 5 foot. Now here's these strainers. You can buy these at, you know, about any farm supply store, tractor supply, whatnot. I put them right here all in a group. And the reason why is because if you run into it with a tractor and you break a strand, or if they just get loose and they need to be tensioned up, you can come right here in one spot. You can tension that whole section from there all the way down to here. Now with this galvanized electric fence wire, you don't have to go through the motions of building an H-brace in the corners. You just need a good corner post buried about 3 foot in the ground, 2 foot in the ground, 2.5 foot, whatever, and pour concrete around it, and then you've got a good anchor post. And just don't tension your electric fence up too tight until that concrete gets real settled good. Okay, and this fence here I found makes good fence. If a mule or a horse runs into it on accident, found a shoe out here. One of my mules lost a shoe here a couple weeks ago. If a mule or a horse runs into it, they're just going to tear it down, and you know, it'll break and tear down, and you just got electric fence to fix. You ain't gonna have no animal hurt, which is a big plus. High tensile doesn't give unless you've got springs in a high tensile fence. They're gonna get cut up most of the time. Barbed wire, draft horses just play with barbed wire, y'all. Draft mules do too. they'll just play with it. They'll mash it down. It looks ugly within the first 6 or 8 months of you putting it up and spend a bunch of money for nothing, really. Plus it'll cut your horses and mules up pretty bad, them getting on it. This here, you can keep it tight by your hand. Just walk up there and click them strainers till it gets tight by hand. That's tight enough. And then if it's cold weather or hot weather or whatnot, and you see your fence sagging, just go out here and tighten them up. Ain't no big deal. And like over here in my fence that I've got dividing, I've got a gate down there that runs up through here and divides Brownie's pasture. See, I've got 4 strainers in here. Basically, from corner post to corner post, you got to have strainers in there for how many ever wires you're gonna have. I like 4. 4 is a good number for me. It spaces them out even, and it goes up to 5 foot tall. If you want a 6 foot fence, you know, 3 wires, 4 wires, 5 wires, whatever you want to do. It's up to you. You can do it how you want to. It's highly modifiable. But this system works good for us, y'all, and I just want to share it with you in case some of you were wondering about fence and what you can do to build it cheaply. You know, this wire is cheap. Cheaper. Nothing's cheap anymore. I'm sure y'all can agree on that. But this fence system is cheap enough that you can construct it and not break the bank. And that's what we've done here. And it's, you know, aesthetically pleasing. It looks good. It's not gonna fall over. The main thing though, if you're gonna build this type of fence, is to get a good hot box and put on it. These mules and horses, they need to respect it and they need to stay away from it. And like out here, this is the pen that I used to put my jack in when I owned him. And Myers run on this side and the jack run over there. Only thing that separated them was that 4-strand electric fence. But that jack respected that electric fence and he stayed off of it because he knowed it bust his hind end. So if you're gonna do this type of fence, make sure you've got a good strong box. That's a requirement. And you know, keep the trash off of it, keep your fences sprayed and keep them clean, and you'll have good fence for a long time and you won't break the bank. Hey y'all, I hope this has helped some of you that might be wondering about what kind of fence you want to use. You don't have to use it. This is just what I do. If you like it, use it. If you don't think you'll like it, well, you might not. But then again, if you try it, you just might. Anyway, I hope y'all have a good day, and I hope y'all have enjoyed this video. Thanks for everything you do for us. Have a good one.